the university that taught magic. When Daniel received the acceptance letter from one of the most prestigious universities in the world, he thought his life had finally changed forever. The university was famous for producing presidents, scientists, inventors, and some of the most influential people in history. Students from all over the world dreamed of studying there. Daniel had worked for years to get accepted, and when the letter finally arrived, he couldn't believe his eyes. He packed his bags and traveled thousands of miles to begin a new life. But on his first day, Daniel noticed something strange. The university was much older than it looked in photographs. Its massive stone buildings were surrounded by ancient trees, and strange symbols were carved into the walls. When Daniel asked one of the professors about them, the professor simply smiled and said, "You will learn soon enough." That evening, Daniel received a message telling him to report to an old building at midnight. He thought it was a mistake. But when he arrived, he found dozens of other students standing silently in a large underground hall. Before we continue, if you enjoy mysterious stories with shocking secrets, make sure to subscribe to my channel and press the like button. Your support helps our channel grow and allows us to bring you more incredible stories. Now, back to Daniel. The doors behind the students suddenly closed. A tall man wearing a black robe walked into the room. He looked at every student carefully and said, "You were not accepted here because you are the smartest. You were accepted because you have the potential to change the world." Daniel didn't understand what he meant. Then the professor raised his hand. Without touching anything, a candle on the table suddenly burst into blue flames. The entire room became silent. Daniel stared at the candle in shock. The professor smiled. "Welcome to the hidden division of this university." Daniel soon discovered the truth. The university had secretly been teaching magic for hundreds of years. The public knew the university as one of the world's greatest academic institutions, but only a small group of students knew about the hidden school beneath it. They were taught how to control energy, heal injuries, communicate with animals, manipulate objects, and even see memories from the past. But there was one rule. Magic could never be used for personal power. Daniel was fascinated. At first, he struggled more than everyone else. Other students could move objects with their minds, create light with their hands, and control elements. Daniel could barely make a coin move. Some students laughed at him. But one professor noticed something unusual. Daniel's magic became stronger whenever he was trying to help someone. One night, during a dangerous training exercise, a student lost control of his power. The room exploded with energy. Students were thrown across the floor. One girl was trapped under a massive stone wall. Nobody could move it. Daniel ran toward her. Without thinking, he placed both hands against the stone and shouted, "Get away from her." Suddenly, the entire room went silent. The stone began to glow. Daniel lifted it with one hand and threw it across the room. Everyone stared at him. The professor whispered, "Impossible." Daniel had discovered something no one had seen in generations. His power was connected to his intentions. The more selfless his reason, the stronger his magic became. But not everyone was happy about it. A powerful professor named Victor wanted Daniel to join him. Victor believed magic should belong to those strong enough to control the world. He promised Daniel wealth, fame, and unlimited power. Daniel refused. Victor became furious. "You have no idea what you possess," he said. "With your power, you could become the most powerful person alive." Daniel answered, "Power doesn't make someone great. What they do with it does." From that moment, Victor became Daniel's enemy. Months passed, and Daniel's abilities grew rapidly. He learned to heal serious injuries, protect people from danger, and control forces that even experienced professors feared. Then one night, the university was attacked. A group of powerful magicians broke through the hidden academy. Their goal was to steal an ancient book containing the most dangerous spells ever created. The professors fought back, but the attackers were too strong. Buildings collapsed. Students were trapped. Fires spread through the underground halls. Daniel saw hundreds of people in danger. Victor appeared in front of him. "Come with me," he said. "Join us, and you can rule this world." Daniel looked at the burning university. Then he looked at the frightened students. "No," he said. "I don't want to rule anyone." Daniel raised his hands. Every light in the underground city suddenly went out. For several seconds, there was complete darkness. Then a massive wave of golden energy exploded from Daniel and spread throughout the university. The fires disappeared. The destroyed walls rebuilt themselves. Injured students suddenly stood up, completely healed. Even the attackers dropped their weapons. Daniel had used his power not to destroy his enemies, but to save everyone. The attack ended that night. The world never learned what had really happened. The university publicly announced that a mysterious accident had occurred. Daniel graduated years later and became one of the most famous people in the world. But unlike the other powerful magicians, he never used his abilities for money, fame, or control. He secretly traveled around the world helping people. He stopped wars before they began, saved people from disasters, healed those who had lost hope, and protected people who could never protect themselves. Eventually, the world began calling him by a name whispered in secret: the Guardian. Years later, Daniel returned to the university as a professor. A new group of students entered the Hidden Academy, just as he had done many years before. On the first night, Daniel stood in front of them and raised his hand. A small blue flame appeared above his palm. The students stared at him in amazement. Daniel smiled and said, "Magic was never meant to make you powerful." He looked around the room. It was meant to give you the power to help those who have none. And that was the secret that made Daniel different from every magician who had come before him. He had discovered that the greatest magic in the world was not the ability to control others. It was the ability to use your power for good.